Welcome, everybody. My name is Carl Holman, Communications Manager here at A&D Mortgage. Welcome to our weekly Tuesday webinar that we do every week. Today's topic is going to be flexible financing for non-warrantable condos. We'll run through the ground rules really quickly, and then I'll introduce our speaker, and we'll get right to it. Again, if you've been to one of these before, you've heard me say this, but we disable microphones and cameras so that we can keep the recording clean. And then if you've got a question, use the question and answer function. The chat has also been disabled. So just use the Q&A function as well as the raise your hand. And then if you can turn off your cell phones so you don't get any interruptions, so you can give Mr. Glazer your full attention, we will be good to go. So let me go ahead and introduce our speaker. He's done a few of these webinars if you've attended in the past. His name is Mark Glazer. He's one of our wholesale team managers, particularly here on the East Coast. So he's very accustomed to working with condos, especially in the Florida market. So with that, let me turn the microphone over to you, Mr. Glazer, and we'll go through the formal part, and then we'll do the Q&A after Mark is finished.
Okay, so good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the seminar on non-conforming, non-warrantable condos. So to give you a little background, A&D Mortgages is a non-QM lender, and we are very open for non-warrantable condos. We have the availability to do them, even when there's issues with any kind of lawsuits or of that nature through our non-warrantable condo and our limited project review. As you are aware, as a non-QM lender, if you're doing investor loans, there's multiple states that we could do as investment, not just in your own state, whereby if you're doing an investor business purpose loan, there's up to 40 states that will allow you to operate without being licensed for an investor business purpose loan. Now, little short recording.
When you have clients who would like to purchase a non-warrantable condominium, you know it can be challenging to find a reputable lender to provide mortgage financing. No longer. A&D Mortgage offers a wide range of financing options to borrowers who don't meet Fannie Mae's or Freddie Mac's lending requirements.
Pretty much what you're looking at in our recording is describing to you what is a non-warrantable condo and where A&D Mortgage will pick up where Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac leave off, known as the non-warrantable condo. So we're able to work with condominiums that a Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac list or full condo review may not work, where it can work with us at A&D Mortgage.
Okay, you want me to finish the video out?
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, finish the video or move to the next slide?
No, we can move the next.
Okay.
So let's talk about non-warrantable condos and what's happened over the period of time. Approximately 1 year ago, there was an issue with a condominium in Surfside. A sad thing happened where there was a collapse. So Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac redid a lot of their condo guidelines to adjust for issues where a condominium had problems with maintenance, had problems with just structural issues, which brought on the sad collapse of the building. Also included with that litigation and various problems that occurred resulting from that and changes with Fannie and Freddie Mac. So what A&D Mortgage has done is we have the ability to do a limited project review when a condominium is either a condo hotel, a condominium that has short-term rentals, a condominium where a single entity may own more than the 10%, a condominium may be in litigation, and the reserves are not 10%, but 8%, we may be able to be of service.
Hey, Mark, real quick, can you explain what a condotel is for people that don't
so a
know?
condotel pretty much is a circumstance where it allows daily rentals. There's usually a front desk, and it generally consists of a property that is hosting individuals that are in and out in a transient way, not generally a residential building, and it's for investment purposes only. That would be considered a condo hotel. Now, what you're looking at is under the limited project review for various states. So in the state of Florida, owner occupied limited project review would be 75% loan to value for limited review. For second home and investor properties, it's 70%. Out of the state of Florida, we go to 90% limited review. We go to 75% LTV on investor and non-owner occupied limited reviews. As you can see, the list goes on, and what we're looking for as far as in new construction, that at least 75% of the building has been sold. Limited review allows the condo hotels. We don't want motels. We have issues with mandatory fees, commercial space, and the like. But again, we are open to exceptions in certain areas. And once again, what shows out most on a full review, we'll go down to 8% reserves versus the other reserve of 10%, which is a Fannie Mae requirement. So our limited project review and non-warrantable condo cover everything from purchases to refinance. We can offer all of the non-QM programs, such as the bank statement loan, the profit and loss loan, and the venerable DSCR loan, whereby you could see, you're doing the investment loans based on the rent of the property. Previously, in Scotsman's Guide, they showed us as a lender who looks to say yes when a majority of lenders say no. In this case, in the case of a limited review or a non-warrantable condo, where Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac want 10% reserves, they're saying no, we'll say yes with an 8% reserve. We even have the ability to go to a loan committee and work out whereby an issue may occur on a full review or limited review, and perhaps get an exception to try to say yes to the majority of your loans.
That's a good place to break, and we can start taking in some questions.
Go ahead.
So we've got one here. What are the condo certification questions on the appraisal report? Because we covered most of what you just covered was for the limited review.
Say it again.
What are the condo certification questions on the appraisal report?
Okay, so what you're looking for, whereby you're looking to find an issue, or you're asking where there may be issues, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that appears to be what they're asking.
Okay. So what they're asking is pretty much when you're looking at the appraisal, you're going to want to look at where the appraiser talks about number of units rented, number of units owner occupied, number of units sold, the standard areas which are covered in the condominium section.
Okay. Excuse me, she clarified, or he clarified, it's for an applied limited appraisal review.
Well, okay, where you have limited review limited review, we have an internal process for limited review. You don't have to do a limited review form. We do that internally. And the only questions we look for from the broker to talk to the condominium have to do with any issues with current structural problems. We're looking for any issues with currently, is there any assessments due to structural or safety? These are the questions that our limited review would ask, and they're pretty much a yes and no question up until, is there any litigation? Those are the three questions we worry about on a limited review that we do internally.
Okay. Thank you. All right, good. You got answered the question. Okay. Well, If we have any more questions, we'll go ahead and take them. Just keep the questions coming. Or if you guys need time to think, I'll cover the last 5 seconds of the slide show and we'll give you guys some time. So as Mark mentioned, we were featured in Scotsman's Guide this month for a few more weeks. And that's just sort of one way you'll get information out about us. We do have a number of technology tools that are out for the broker community to use to make working with us faster, easier, and we can expedite your turn times. So for non-QM scenarios, you can run them through our quick pricer. It's right on the homepage. As Mark was answering questions about the appraisal, we do have an appraisal center where we have, I think it's up to 20 plus approved AMCs that you can monitor and order all the individual appraisals that you would ever want. And then we have A&D Studio, which is our online marketing platform, which functions similar to Canva. If any of you use that, it's a very user-friendly interface, and you can design postcards and flyers and things that are either, for yourselves, or if you're doing any co-branding with another broker or another realtor. And again, all these platform technologies are available right from the homepage of our website. We do an educational seminar every week. We're covering condos today. Obviously, next week, we're going to talk about prepayment penalties. The week after, we're just after 4th of July, we'll look at how to handle millennial home buyers. And then we'll do a couple of drill downs into the platforms. First with our Q&A team on broker support. So they'll answer any questions you have about automated decision maker, the appraisal center, quick pricer, or any other types of questions you may have about working with us. And then we're going to do another dedicated webinar on how to use A&D Studio for people who maybe are not used to using kind of online marketing.
I have several
platforms.
questions I could answer for out there, Carl.
Yeah, give me just 2 more seconds.
Absolutely.
And we'll get to you. All right. And then we get you guys engaged on social media. We've got Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're on something called Telegram. You just can download it from Google Play or the App Store. And then we're on 2 online exchanges on LinkedIn and Facebook. And then the last thing, because this is going to be one of the questions that guaranteed pops up, which is, do we record these and will you get a copy of the recording? And the answer is yes. All of our webinars are recorded each week, and they're usually available within 24 hours at the latest on our A&D Learning Center, which is again on the website. So you guys, and you will also get an email from the system you RSVP'd in Zoom that'll have a link to both this video. I'll include a link for the other video we were just watching a moment ago, and Mark's contact information. And then when you log out of the webinar, there'll be a brief survey that you can just tell us how you think we did, and then we go from there. So you answer our questions, and now we'll take turns answering your questions. So, okay, the first question is the owner-occupied percent. What is the owner-occupied percentage on a limited appraisal review?
All right, so it's not a limited appraisal review, it's limited condo review. It's not, when you're doing limited condo review, it's not a question of owner-occupied. It's more of a question of the issues with ownership. Somebody who owns more than a certain percentage of ownership, whether there's litigation, whether there's problems with structural, whether they've gone through any type of inspection. They're more in that realm than they are worrying about occupancy, because limited project review also addresses new construction, condo hotels. So none of that would be applicable on a condo hotel. Non-warrantable condo pricing, you just type in condo. It's not a non-warrantable, but you need to do the LTVs that associate with a non-warrantable. As long as you're putting in the correct LTVs, non-warrantable price is the same as a warrantable price. We don't have a difference. It's just the LTV. QM, pricing QM, you need to do by a rate sheet. Currently, which you would be able to get from your account executive whoever is working with you, they could forward you a rate sheet and you could price QM through a rate sheet. Any questions? So just to recap, when you have a situation where a condominium, let's say at 90%, is getting rejected because you don't have the right reserves at 10%, we could go down to 8% and perhaps even better when doing a loan in that nature. If you have a condo hotel, if you have a property, a condominium that's short-term rental, that's not a condo hotel, we have the limited project review available to help you, the broker, close more loans. So just think of us, if a condominium is having an issue, call your AE here at A&D Mortgage, and we'll be happy to give you service. Look over your condominium, the AE, and to see whether or not it meets whatever you're looking for. When Fannie and Freddie said no, A&D would say yes. Any other questions? No. Thank you for joining the call. We have one more question.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is about the rate sheet. If you're looking for more details about a rate sheet, you'll need to discuss it with your account executive, who you can give a call, and then they would be able to review the rate sheet with you. When you're talking about homes, yes, we at A&D Mortgage, we do 1 to 4 unit properties. Currently, we're not really doing floating homes. And foreign nationals, absolutely. Foreign nationals, generally, we're at 70% loan to value, limited project review for purchase of condominiums for foreign nationals. Absolutely. And we'll do condo hotels for foreign nationals at 70% investor, limited project review. So rates today, obviously, for if it's a foreign national, you're probably going to be looking at something in the mid 7s to low 8s is where we're at right now for foreign nationals. 30-year fixed.
I think this was related to non-foreign nationals.
Oh,
so this is just
well,
so
non-foreign nationals, it's going to be case by case, LTVs, and credit scores. So we're not able to give you a precise answer for that.
Okay.
Any other questions? Right. Well, once again, thank you for joining the call.
Yep.
We appreciate having you. Please contact your account executive for any questions for your program.
Yep, and we'll see some of you back next week for the prepayment penalty one. And again, take a few minutes to answer the surveys as you guys are leaving. And again, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy week, and hopefully we'll see you again at an upcoming one next Tuesday, in an upcoming Tuesday.
Thank you for joining our call.
And thank you, Mark, for hosting.
My pleasure.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.